Okay, so I think it's like August, jeez, what is it? 16th. Yeah. Of 2023, right? We're going into a power can. I told you. It's that time of year. The only thing is, I kind of added a bit more stress on myself. Because I'm doing this meat now, right? Because, you know, without salt, that is. Because, you know, I'm thinking about making cat food. My way. Right? Rebel cat food. Whatever. My way. But whatever I'm canning, people can eat. So it's not like I'm wasting anything here on cats. Okay? Because I'd feed the people before I'd feed the cats. But we're not there in the economy just yet. Okay, we know why I'm making cat food, or at least trying to, okay? So, with that said, that's what I'm going to be working on for the next couple of days, because I broke down and I ordered more of those just quote-unquote little chicken legs. No thigh, no back, just the leg, for $1.77 a pound, because that's on the cheap, as cheap as you can get, right? I ordered from 2 different stores, T&T with the chicken legs for $1.77 a pound, and then they had duck wings, and I'm like, 6 pounds of duck wings for $2 and some odd cents a pound. So I think it works out to about $15 a bag or something, right? So whatever, I bought 2 bags. So I'm going to be doing duck wings. Don't ask me how I'm going to do them yet, but I'm doing duck wings. And I might even try and attempt to eat them myself at some point as I go about, you know, whatever I do, right? I think that's all I got from T&T was chicken legs and duck wings. That was the cheapest there. And then I went back to Save On Foods, because that's where I could buy liver. So I ordered more chicken liver, I think 5 packs. Some beef liver, which was more expensive than chicken. Hey, quiet, I'm talking. Maybe 3 packs. They had gizzards, hopefully. Oh no, chicken hearts. Hopefully I'll get my order from Save On Foods. I don't know, 3 or 4 packs. I'm just going to can those in those salmon size jar. All the livers, all the gizzards, just like I did with this last little batch, right? And 2 packs of chicken legs with the thigh and the back. Just 2 packs. They're supposed to be on sale, so we'll see, right? They work out to $2.99 a pound, which is as cheap as you're going to find them, really. This is stupid, people. Completely stupid. I'm got to make sure I'm using the right drop in the right eyes. I forgot about them. So before I start doing whatever I'm doing here, I need to do this. I don't like it. Nope. It's not good for me, this stuff. I stopped using this one because my eye surgery is done. So I was only supposed to use it for 6 weeks. I went a little past 6 weeks. And there was a week where I didn't have any. So, whatever. The only reason I would continue to use it is because I got that chicken in my tear duct. But it seems to be okay. So anyway, yeah. So I'm going to be doing another batch of mainly chicken and duck wings, liver, chicken liver, hopefully I'll get it, beef liver, hopefully I'll get it, and chicken hearts, hopefully I'll get it. And then I've got 1 jar here of the, I'll show you in a minute. Oh my lord, there's not even enough. I'm not even very good at doing this. I'm really not. And then what it does is it goes to the back of my throat, and then I can taste the crap. It's stupid. You're not supposed to swallow the shit, but you can't help it, because it goes to the back of your throat. Right? That eye doctor did laser surgery in this eye, remember? 4 times he shot me. I felt it. Felt like a nail gun, like I said. And then every time I go in there and check my pressure, it's at 39 psi, 45 psi. So he got all freaked out. This one, he telling me now to put in this. I have to put this one in this eye. This one, they did the surgery with that rotor-rooter shit. I'll be going soon to get that follow-up to see what the pressure is. And I have to use this once a day. And then this one, I have to put in the one that he did the laser because it didn't work. Whatever. It's just, you know, I live a high-stress life. I work hard, people. I really do. I'm sure that played a role. You know, I lift a lot of heavy things still. Even now, I'm lifting heavy things. Right? So, but whatever. It is what it is. What can you do? This one, like I said, was just 6 weeks after surgery. I'm well past that time. So I don't need to use that one anymore. Unless, of course, this starts to bug me, right? So, I'm not going to stress out about this. I'm just going to get the job done. There's other things I have to can as well, right? But I just want to get this out of the way with and, you know, not worry. Well, I don't know how long it would take me to go through these jars once I start quote-unquote making cat food, but we'll see, right? Like, I'm still on the fence with it, people, right? You know, I mean, even if I was to do everything raw, take it, buy the stuff, put it in the freezer, unthaw it, you know, chop it up into little pieces, do whatever, give it to my animals, I'd probably feel the same way, right? You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to do all that and have all this raw chicken, I don't care what part of it is, I mean, never. I raised 5 kids, not 5 cats. Although I've had more than 5 cats in all my years of having a family. I never did this for cats. So I'm still on the fence with it. I think that's why I'm doing a second batch here, because, you know, I'm trying to establish a section where I don't feel like I'm losing out on it, you know, in terms of, well, that's people food, it's really not cat food. Why am I giving it to the cats when the cost of food is going higher and higher and higher, and my own family might need that quote-unquote chicken or duck wings? Right. Yeah, give them a little bit raw so they're tempted to go out there and catch those mice. Yeah. Half cook the chicken. I might do that a couple legs, right? Chop them up into little pieces where it's half cooked. Give it to the kittens and send them outside, and they get because they already like it, right? They're hanging around in the kitchen with me. All the cats, little Black Lily, little Mo, all these cats. It's almost like they know that I'm thinking to do it for them, and they're just waiting, and they're just hovering around me, like I'm stepping over cats, right? Like, it's pathetic. You don't even know. So hold on a minute. Okay, so these are all nicely washed, right? I just have to label them. They all sealed. Nothing so far has popped. Right, where I want to put them, my son is kind of giving me a hard time because I told him where I want to put them. I told him I was going to start clearing out stuff. You said you were going to clear out stuff. I said, yeah, I know, but we still have to get into Auntie Shimei's room and do a few things, and then I'll move them into there eventually, right? But not until there's a little more, you know, shelving. I need shelving, right? In a couple of, well, one spot particularly. But besides that point, then we've got the liver that was already done. It's right there, you can see. And then we've got what didn't go into the canner last time, and they just basically sat in the fridge. And then the legs that I had taken out, I ended up chopping them up, and I made a full canner. That's what I've done. So whatever those chicken legs, because I bought more today, right? So the chicken legs are in the jars. Everything's in the jars, right? This is, I found that beef I forgot about that I grounded it up. So I put one in there. We're going to try that out. No, none of this has salt, right? I have a little bit still left over, which I'll probably fry up into hamburgers with some bread and egg and stuff, because it's still fine, right? There's that little chicken for $20, which I'm going to wash and get it ready and put it in the bowl, and then probably put that in the oven tonight. And then, because I was in my fridge, right? Because don't forget I did that pork and that beef last week. Well, there's the chicken, that's the chicken skin from this here. So we're rendering that. And then I found, I don't know if that's the beef or the pork. I think it's more the pork. I don't know. Anyway, I washed it. I just rinsed everything off. I just rinsed it off, right? It was fine. So I'm rendering it, and then we'll see what comes out of that, right? And of course, we'll just see, right? Right? And then jar up the lards, okay? And then get ready for the next 2 days for this stuff to come in. Do like I did before. Open the packages, throw them into the big pots, put them in the fridge, you know, and then get into another routine. So I'm going to be doing anywhere between another, this is 7 jars I did. It was a full canner. So I'll do either, well, definitely 7 more jars. That will be 14 jars, quart size. And then depending on those duck wings, because, right, I don't know, I have to see how big they are. I've never had duck wings before. Yeah, I'm thinking like this, like a turkey. I might have to cut them or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to can duck wings. Try it. Right. Whether we eat them barbecued, Korean style, or whether I use them for cat food, I don't know yet. All I know is they were under $3 a pound, and it sounded like it might be a good thing to feed cats. In combination with something else. And then there's other things I have to can, to which we'll come back and discuss that soon. Hold on. Okay, people. It's bad enough that I'm buying duck wings, whether for human food or cat food, okay? I have never bought duck wings in my life, but I did today. Because of the way the economy is when it comes to affordable chicken. Never mind your other meat products. Well, anyway, we know I paid $20 for this little chicken, right? I don't know what kind of chicken I bought, but this is too funny. I'm wondering if it's a stewing hen. God forbid. Because who sells chicken like this? What do you see on there? Do you see this? Ooh, those are chicken legs. Can you see? I'm like, what kind of chicken did I buy? It's too funny, man. I don't know what to do with that. The neck, okay, I can understand. But the fucking feet? Chicken. Shit. I don't know what to do with that. My canner's already full. Fuck. Now I can put it in a bag and just, I don't know, put it in the fridge, I guess. until the next load comes in, which I think is tomorrow. Yeah, chop it up into pieces and just throw it in a jar, right? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. I'm not eating chicken legs. Well, I'm sorry, chicken feet. Those are chicken feet. Right? I mean, I realize people make soup and stuff with it, but or maybe they eat it. I don't know. And it feels funny, like the skin. You can feel it's different. It's not what you're, you know. Now, I don't know. I think this is organic. It comes from an Asian market, right? That's why. Right? It's probably pretty good. But maybe putting it in the oven and roasting it might not be the right thing to do. I don't know. Like, I don't know what to think about this. Well, at least I'm laughing and having a good time, right? Thinking it's funny. That really took me by surprise. Like, you don't even know. So I guess we cut those off. Right? I guess that's the first place we start, because I'm not making stock or nothing. No. Some of this fat here can come out and go into the oven and be rendered with the rest of the fat. I don't need all this fat. I do like chicken fat though, you know, so I'm gonna jar those up and seal them, right? So we'll, you know, use what we can use. This I'm gonna it's not very big. It's like, you know, when you buy these nice big plump chickens in your standard grocery store, like, they're pumping them up with something, people. This one's not been pumped up with nothing. This is like your standard chicken, right? But we're not used to buying our chicken like this, right? Because, you know, they fool us with, you know, injecting them with something. Right? So, you know, maybe I'll buy again. I don't know. $20 though, that's an awful lot of money. It's a pretty small bird, so I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. They were selling chicken legs for $5.99 a pound. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, feet. They were selling chicken feet. I'm pretty sure it was $5.99 a pound. It was either that or $4.99 a pound. And I'm like, chicken feet? Yeah, okay. As if. I'm not buying no chicken feet. The duck wings were cheaper, so I bought the duck wings. But I ended up with chicken feet anyway. Now, that's too funny. And this neck, oh my God, it has its head on it. Oh, you see, I can't see people. Oh. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Andre, what am I looking at, man? Does this thing have its head on it?
Oh, what the?
It does.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, hell no.
Full of surprises. Look at this. It has its head on. Oh, maybe that's why.
What the?
Maybe that's why the chicken is so expensive. Okay, now I have a chicken head and chicken feet that I don't know what to do with. This is too funny. Oh my Lord, and I'm not squeamish, people. Like, I'm serious. When I had my chickens, and you know, the raccoons were attacking them, and the rats got them, and you know, and just like they ate them, but at one point though, the rat just sucked the blood out of it. Rats just like to suck the blood out of chickens. If they can get into your chicken coop, they attack the chickens and then they suck the blood. That's what they do. Well, raccoons will eat everything and leave feathers behind. That's it. All right. Now, this is this reminds me of Mr. Lace and his right, his birds, right? When my landlord came with his 7 hens, right? I still have feathers around the house from that, because I salvaged the feathers, right? Beautiful feathers. I don't know where they are right now, but oh my God, I didn't expect this. You see, that's how bad my eyesight is. I felt it before I I felt it before I seen it, and even then I can't freaking see it. I kind of see it, but not really. Oh my lord. That's too funny, man. Look at that. What am I going to do with that? Cook it up in a jar with the feet? If that's not telling you to make cat food, I don't know what is. The only thing is, that's what I mean. People eat this stuff. They literally eat this stuff. Ugh. So much so that they sell it in the store like that. Where's the other leg? Yeah. Look at this. What am I going to do with that? Oh, I'm just going to cook it up in the next canning load tomorrow. I'll put that back in the fridge, and I'll put it in with backs and legs, chicken backs, right? And nibbies from the leg part that I cut off. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know what else to do with that. And then after it's canned, you know, it softens up. Bones, everything soften up. And when I'm ready to use it, if it's needs to be grinded through the grinder, I'll grind it through the grinder, and then I'll just add in some meat, throw in a little jar of chicken hearts, and a little bit of liver, and whatever. I don't know. That was too weird. Talk about a power can. I mean, for $20, you don't get very much. Can you see? There's hardly anything. But it hasn't been injected with anything. Right? So that's good. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna get that in the fridge, and after that lard is rendered, chicken fat is rendered, then I'll put the chicken in the oven without his head and feet. That's too funny. It better be tasty. If they want me to buy another one at that price. Right. I didn't expect to find that head on it though. Okay, so I will be back. Okay, so I'm just baking.
I was just lying around and eating continuously.
Thinking, well, I need to be getting work for yourself. You got at least 2 more batches coming in the mail, being delivered to your house. And, you know, by the time you chop it all up and get it into jars. And, now, you still have to, you can't just, I mean, people do it, but you shouldn't. You open your jar, you put it into a pot, you bring it to a boil. Once it's great, put the lid on, turn down the heat, and keep it on a low boil. Keep the lid on for 10 minutes, and then you can either eat it or you can give it to your pets if you want. It would be the same as if you were to eat it. Don't assume, okay? Even though you're standing here baking with a pressure canner, right?
Just under 7% of the population in Mexico.
Lots of people, they just open the jar and they just eat. But it's recommended not to do that. You never know, right?
In that same time frame, the country has undergone radical changes.
That's the thing.
To the
You never
opening of
know.
the market to international trade.
Between this and taking and my eyes get so cloudy.
There was a very abrupt change, both economically and socially. The country turned towards neoliberalism.
I find that when the canner is
deregulation.
full, 2 levels,
At the same
it
time,
holds its
the
heat
protections
better,
provided by the state against health
at
risks
least in the summertime.
Although it would take a few years for the consequences
It's
to become
half full
apparent.
with pint-sized jars. I'm having to turn this like
There was an
constantly.
increase in overweight people.
Right?
And after about 10 to 15 years, we were seeing
And
chronic
plus I got
diseases,
the oven on at 250
hypertension,
yet.
diabetes, obesity,
Blasting it in
cancer,
my face.
etc.
Yeah.
The tipping point was the
But-
signing of the free trade agreements with the U.S. and Canada in 1994, which flooded the Mexican market with cheap processed products.
Once it's done,
The ubiquity of sugary drinks at Coca-Cola is symbolic of this disaster. Today, Mexicans consume an average of 163 liters of soda per person per year.
it's done.
With action urgently needed, the Mexican parliament passed
So that-
three essential regulations.
That was beef
A
fat.
sugar tax,
I remember now.
a clampdown on adverts targeting children, and a warning label prominently displayed
So, yeah.
on unhealthy products,
what the liver
similar
looks
to
like.
cigarette packaging. The measures were lobbied for by consumer
You can
groups,
see it better than
doctors,
me.
and private groups like the one run by Doreen
Right.
Castillo.
That's the chicken liver.
Ahora están obligados a
No salt.
declarar si
Today, manufacturers have to declare whether their products contain excess sugar, calories,
So obviously when
saturated
you
fat, trans
make
fats, and
whatever
salt.
you're making,
esta es una medida.
This is fundamental in the fight against excess
You
weight,
know,
obesity, and preventable non.
you're making enough for a couple, 2-3 days, because it will sit in the fridge, right?
Many brands have changed product
And
formulas and reduced the amount of sugar.
If you got 1 or 2 cats and you're finding it's too much,
And then there are the restrictions on children's products.
open your jar,
in particular,
cook it,
the animal
add in,
mascots.
right, whatever you're doing, just make sure these are cooked.
Manufacturers had to remove the tiger
Treat it as if you were
cereal
eating it.
boxes. Others had an
And then,
elephant or a toucan.
If you feel it's too much,
¿Qué más había
for
por
3 or
ahí?
4 days,
Había
a
un
couple days or whatever,
These
depending on the
images
meat,
are ingrained in the
right?
memory of so many
You just,
children and are
you
all
can
part
take
of
that
the
portion
marketing
after the
strategy
fact
to
and then
boost
just
sales and
put it
drive
in your
loyalty.
freezer,
garantizar la lealtad de la marca.
right, to spread it out over a period of maybe 4 or 5 days.
Yo creo que
It's great to see these labels and different packaging helping people make
Right.
their decisions.
están ayudando a las personas a tomar decisiones,
Versus
pero fue una batalla
doing it all raw
Really tough.
and taking up a quarter of your freezer or a third of your freezer with all these little meals, right? I don't know, either or you're going to be having
Challenges
to store something somewhere.
labels. They claim that the
Unless,
labels
of course, you
prevent
want to go
consumers
shopping all the
from being
time.
able to compare products,
But I don't know, the way
those
things
that
are going.
eat a healthy diet.
I'm going to add a link into this video
Me parece indignante
From,
que las empresas
a YouTuber,
Food companies, whether
I think they're in Texas. They're ranchers, right?
Are so indifferent to human suffering.
And
indolencia frente a
Basically, they have a contempt
he
for
was talking
ordinary
about
people.
de
Tyson Foods
desprecio por,
shutting down processing plants.
I've heard these
A
executives
bunch
so
of
often.
hog farmers in Missouri, I think something like 36 farms, are all being shut down.
They have other intentions.
tácticas dilatorias.
Seems kind of suspicious, don't you think?
Tactics and misinformation in order to win time. Keep
As
on
Tyson Foods ended up getting
being aware
all this money from the government to revamp their processing plants or to build new ones. So as they're shutting down old ones, they're building apparently new ones in different states,
None of them want to give us
making it more automated so they don't have to pay the workers, right? As they're shutting down hog farms and,
As for
you
the
know,
situation
cattle
in
ranchers are
Brazil,
having a hard time
there are
keeping
no
up
legal
with
constraints in place
their
to combat
industry and
overweight obesity
just the whole
rates,
9 yards, people.
despite them costing
Because
over
we know they're
$8
trying to bring in their
Swiss
fake
francs a
meat,
year in
that's why.
healthcare.
Their fake meat, their
How about a
bug
tax
shit,
on sugary
just
drinks?
whatever.
An idea that's already been adopted.
And I don't know,
in over
I
50
can see a lot of
nations
people
around
just
the world.
falling for it.
Among
I
them
really
are a
can.
number of European countries
And if people say, no, we're not eating it, and then they start lacking in whatever, and they start dying because they're not getting the right nutrients because of what our governments are doing with their interest groups. You know, the government doesn't care. Those every politician in the province of British Columbia, Canada, and they are the representative of politicians all across the freaking continent. They don't care about
4.6 grams as
people.
opposed to 10.3.
They don't. They don't care who they hurt, how they hurt them.
15 different names for sugar, and we never know
They
how
just don't
high its
care.
content actually is.
So if they don't care about that, they don't care about Uncle John, they don't care about Shemaine, they don't care about Andre, they don't care about Sierra, they don't care about Amari, they don't care about me, they don't care about the rest of my kids, and everything that we've had to go through as a family because of basically government workers and their negligence, right along with the government and their negligence, with the crooked fucking judges, the crooked lawyers, okay?
Sugar content in beverages and
What makes you think they're going to care about you and anybody else in this
The
planet?
industry knows
Expect,
full
you know
well
what I'm saying?
products are
They
unhealthy.
don't care.
Companies know their health.
A large majority of them, they're not even
They're afraid to
human
lose these
people.
consumers who
They're
are
not.
accustomed to the products. They don't want
They've been
transparency.
replaced.
What we need is political action.
They've been
And there are
replaced
signs of that in
with something else.
My
by
hope is that
something
the accumulation
else.
of political moves will push our authorities into action.
And that's why it's going to just get worse and worse and worse.
About change.
It's not going to get better.
Over the last few years, a series of motions have been submitted calling for state
People will
intervention
eat their
to no avail.
artificial
While the
bug
sugar
meat,
tax is not yet on the agenda, the Parliament
lab-grown
is
meat,
possible restrictions on advertising.
whatever, however they do it. Go on BitChute, listen to Alex Jones. You'll get a good feel for how they grow it, with what and how.
And there are lobby groups linked to sugar production.
And he's not the only one talking about it.
Who have friends in Parliament.
But of course, the company that sells you that shit doesn't tell you how it's why and where it came from. And if they do, it's all whitewashed, people. It's whitewashed.
Become dominant and influence public health.
And then they bring in their,
That's not okay.
oh,
We showed this politician the
They're,
soda from Switzerland
they're girly girls.
as the British version, and the world
They're little fairies.
the impact of the sugar tax.
The taxation of sugar
The cool crowd
priority component of a comprehensive
with
approach
Charles Schwab with his sexy accent telling you that you will own nothing and you will be happy.
Encouraging reading. It clearly says that hidden sugars are a disaster and that the sugar content has to be reduced in the
As
interest
the
of
fairies
concerns and public
are like,
safety.
yay, yay, we're saving the planet, yay. Yeah, saving the planet my ass.
We put that question to 10 Swiss politicians, who are also members of a soft drinks lobby group representing the likes of Coca-Cola.
People are so gullible.
And domestic
So gullible.
beverage suppliers.
And I like how
Claims
We are active and transparent participants
after the lockdowns,
social debate.
our governments
10 members of parliament react
are trying to
and agreed to
make everything appear as if it's normal.
consumers facing a constant flood of advertising.
Outside of the cost of living, that is.
Isn't so straightforward.
In other words, young people can start a business and be successful. Young people can do this and, you know, and go to college and invest money into their education and be successful. Right? Young people or whatever, you know, can start a charity and
Are healthy options
be successful.
kinds of foods
You know, if you want to become a preacher, you can create your own church and be successful. And you can do all that as if nothing happened in 2020, 21, and 22, and even now, 23. Until it happens again. And everything that those people did and invested all that money, time, and energy, like I did all these fucking years for a whole bunch of bullshit, nothing, they're gonna learn the hard way.
program has spread
They're gonna learn the hard way, people.
by one
That's what I think. That's what I right?
Eating behaviour is formed in early childhood.
They got success on lockdown. They only allow certain individuals to be successful.
The food industry
And if you're a crook
very well
and willing to commit crimes on behalf of the government and their partner groups, you will survive. You will thrive. You will be prosperous like an Eleanor Gilding. Like those crooked judges that like to look at evidence right up in their face and then falsify their fucking records from judge to master to justice all the way through the whole line so the government can play fucking dumb as they got some Sonia, what was it, 2? Sonia 2 reading up, oh well, in this case law, it's so therefore it must be you, Miss Charney, like fuck you.
Can become a serious health problem.
Like seriously.
For 20 years, she's been suffering from a compulsive...
And people are completely oblivious.
...eating on a regular basis.
They're running around thinking they're going to be successful. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to start a business. Yeah. Be successful. Go to school and invest all this money into college, university, and be successful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
When the emotions
Right. That's why we got doctors dying all over this province. Well, not over this province, over this country, all over the country. All of a sudden, out of the blue, we got more doctors dying from west to east coast and everybody in between than we've ever had since 2020. And we know where it came from. And if you fucking don't know, go to BitChute and go look up some videos on there and get the information from an unbiased website, unlike YouTube, with their shadow banning.
What would you start with?
Censoring, fact checks, who knows, stalking,
Yes, with cream sauce.
gang stalking.
The whole pack.
Just saying.
Plus grated cheese. Also the whole pack? Yes, everything has
But
to go.
people live for the moment,
And then
right?
you carry on eating?
They figure they'll make it. I did. Many will falter, become criminals, and will commit heinous crimes.
And then some cookies. The whole pack.
Well, many will become victims, like my family,
And how do you feel then? Not good.
for doing park events and trying to start a universal school meal program. Yeah, and other programs for the community. Notice it was my family that became the victim to that freaking protocol, right? Because it was too threatening to the government. Yeah.
I don't stop until I
Somehow, some way.
when the stomach ache is so
Because
bad
the agenda's already written in their satanic book of garbage.
And you feel ashamed?
Oh,
Yes.
Better pay attention. The needle's starting to rise. I wonder why.
I feel ashamed because nobody's asking
Calm
me to eat
down,
this stuff in these
Karen.
excessive quantities.
Calm down. I got 27 minutes to go. I'm getting tired of this, people. You don't even
It's
know.
part of my journey.
And I'm basically doing this for cats.
Admitting to myself that
And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford meat next year. Never mind frickin' find it.
And I want to tell people that this isn't easy.
Yeah,
It's not just a
never
question
mind
of
frickin'
willpower.
find it. Huh?
A lot of it takes place behind closed doors.
What? Artificial meat? Yeah, okay. As if a cat's going to want that. Come on, come on, come on. I have to turn off to number 1. This is where you need to just pay attention.
She's now working with a psychiatrist on
Okay, now it's going too low.
in order to
Calm
prevent
down.
future
Calm down,
injuries.
Karen. Anyway, I'll be back.
So,
So yeah, $2.99 on sale, people. For simple chicken legs, thigh with the back on. On sale.
We know that they respond to
Anyway,
things like diversion,
can you see the water level here? Everything's settled. So that's good. Okay?
like sugar-free fish.
Now my kitchen is really warm. But after I get it into a cooler place, you'll get a layer of fat in there, which will just, right?
Change in the landscape and change in
But this is looking really good.
the land is managed.
Okay? So adding a little water,
People are wanting to do more about
ecological restoration.
Where's this water level? Oh, I can't see. No, I can't see. Okay, I can see right here. It's right there. Right? So that's good. A lot of good juice in there. If I wouldn't have added the water,
White-tailed eagles play an important role keeping
what you get is your water level, say down here. Where am I? Say your water level could be here, and then all this chicken will be just in airspace. It's okay, but over a period of time, the longer it sits, you know, it kind of gets right, and then oxidization, and you come a year or two later, and you're like, ooh, what's going on in that jar? Well, nothing, unless of course you had rust on your lid and it eat through, and then yeah, you have a problem. This is why I like to pre-cook or half-cook, but I'm showing you now that you don't necessarily have to do that. You can just top off with a bit of water, make sure you push it down, let it seep in, and yeah, it hardly siphoned anything in the pressure canner, so that's good. I think I added water as well into these jars. Also too, try and let it cool longer inside the canner before you open the lid. Because if you open the lid too soon, you get that, and it will just push everything out of your jar. Whereas if you just let it sit for as long as you can, it doesn't have to be completely cool, but you know, good hour and a bit or whatever, then the chances of siphoning won't be as bad. Like I let these ones sit in the canner for a while before I opened them up, before I opened up the canner and brought them out. Right. I can't see the water level on all of them. This one here, oh boy, just cooking my eyes in here. See the water level on this one. Oh, I just seen it. Almost near the end. We got 3 more minutes. Yeah, okay. So the water level on this one is right there. Where am I? Is right there. Now it still may settle down a bit yet. Okay. It might. This one looks like, it appears like it's, well, no, I can't see. I'd have to put a flashlight onto it. That's how bad my eyes are. Either or. Anyway.
I still get a huge kick out of.
I don't want to be doing this in the wintertime.
I do it for hours a week. You know, it's part of the job. I need to know where they are and what they're doing.
I really want to put my canner away.
But
We'll see.
Also just
We'll see how it goes.
I love doing it.
We'll see how fast I go through these jars.
I came here with a very good friend.
But it should be interesting to see how much. So it's August of 2023. It should be interesting to see what August 24 is going to be like of 2024. August of 2024 is going to be like in terms of chicken legs with thigh and back attached on sale. As of currently, you're looking at about $2.99 a pound, which is ridiculous. Next year, they'll probably try and charge $3.99 a pound for the same product, if not more, on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you. I bet you. Which is ridiculous. Unless, of course, you're an Eleanor Gilding and you like to rob old people of their money and lock them up like dirty secrets and destroy a whole household of, you know, teenagers and little kids and that kind of stuff, right? You know, then yeah, you're going to be able to afford to pay $10.99 for chicken legs, backs, and fucking thighs.
Continue to rise. as much as 51%.
But you got to be an Eleanor Gilding in order to be able to do that. And that's what runs the immunization program for the province of British Columbia, Canada. And that's why the premier of this province, with his Sonia 2 and everybody else that represents the government, tries to cover up what they fucking did to my family.
And make the countryside more resilient to the impacts of climate change.
Obviously, I'm angry, right?
Engineers. By felling trees and
Because I miss my daughters. I feel sorrowful for Sierra, for being tortured out on the streets with corrupt politicians and politics and dirty cops. I don't care. You don't have to watch this video. That's the reality of it. And Shmay got no justice, will never get justice. Right, because of the corruption in this province with dirty fucking judges, masters, and justices that pose themselves to be the pillar of what is right in society, as if also they can protect Eleanor Gilding as she's cruising the hospital halls looking for her next victims, people, teaching her co-workers how to do what she did to her own fucking brother just so that she could sit there and go buy chicken at full price. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to finish this video and then I'm going to go into the next video here. It's the next day, obviously, right? I'm tired today. And of course, I'm still creating myself work.
So let's play the clip of a local newscast. Should be national news.
I just want to...
Fulton County Clerk Shay Alexander, who leaked the charges against
you know, everybody knows about what happened in Hawaii, right? And there's like more information coming out. And really, you know, people, what happened in Hawaii with the corruption? With the
it's real. Oopsie.
Water being shut off, and they didn't have emergency alerts, and just people are they weren't allowing people to leave, just whatever, right? They sent the children home, whatever, home to be by themselves while their parents were working, and you know, they didn't cut back on the trees on the power lines, and just, you know, we're looking at maybe 2,000 people burned to death because of what happened. And as soon as that happened, you've got the property developers. The property developers coming in and trying to buy out these families that don't even know where some of their loved ones are. Right? Because they disappeared, incinerated, just combustion, right? Remember that? When somebody used to just self-combust? Whatever happened to that? Well, anyway, you know, with the nefarious activity around the whole situation, where nobody can really point a finger, because you're dealing with a legion here, right? You're dealing with a criminal organization that has infiltrated our government agencies, right? And anyway, we all know that. What happened in Maui in Hawaii, for me, is comparable to what happened to my family.
I did a work sample
with no justice.
And when I
with no justice through the whole line. As they allow the Eleanor Gildings to continue doing what they do.
It wasn't official charges.
Because it props up that underground economy, as well as it rewards the criminals. Well, this is the same thing that's going on in Maui. Okay, now in Hawaii. There's a whole lot of criminal activity going on there. Everybody knows it. But if you take it to court, you know, the judge and whoever, and they're all going to act like they don't know how to read. And if they do read it, they'll just call it frivolous and scandalous, and because the courts are not for the people, it will be dismissed. And there will be no justice for none of those families in Hawaii as the property developer continues to improve the neighborhood
I tell my staff we just want
on a land of death.
and so I don't have anything to hide.
Because when they tear down this house, what, they're gonna scare away the ghosts? Hell no.
Crucifying Trump with the whole
There will always be ghosts.
court situation.
And that's their property development.
They're not supposed to have that document.
And what happened in Hawaii is exactly what happened to my family. Uncle John was the tip of the iceberg.
Same all over the country.
Shimei was just another target. Sierra was something to toy with, like a cat and a mouse, and to exploit and to use and abuse, to terrorize, to humiliate,
Go through it and process it.
and to destroy.
Prepare when the people
And then
vote for the
capitalize off
person.
her body,
Instead,
basically.
she magically already had it.
Well, it's the same shit.
Because they've been preparing it and orchestrating
And all
it.
those
They knew
crooks that were involved with that whole process over a period of years
they were deliberating.
are the same kind of crooks that are right now trying to
They lied and said it was
pretend that there was nothing nefarious that happened to those people in Hawaii.
Remember, that was the first thing.
That it's
Oh,
all
it's made up.
conspiracy theory.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fictitious. Oh no, it's a mistake.
No, it was not a conspiracy. It's not a
Coming for
conspiracy
everybody,
theory.
folks.
So anyway, I'm not talking about that no more. Other than, that's why I keep bringing up Eleanor Gildings, the Eleanor Gildings, because she is the representation of what our government really is about, which is a bunch of criminal activity where one hand feeds the other, and they're there to protect themselves and not the public. And that's why that bitch is still working as a manager to the province of British Columbia, Canada, for their immunization program.
Railroading that's going on in Georgia and how they've been
As she's plotting and scheming who she's gonna hurt next. Because you know she just didn't stop and start with John. No. She destroyed my family. She put a fucking hit on my family, people. Shimei's dead. Amari's injured. I don't care what this lawyer had to say in terms of, well, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, well, they still sent her home 2 times out of 5 days. They dragged out the freaking pregnancy. The delivery. Right? They can't pin it on Shimei by saying, oh, well, she wanted to hang on for a little longer, even though the doctor advised. No, if the doctor feels that the baby is in danger because the heartbeat goes down and it doesn't fucking come back up,
So it's crazy, folks.
Shimei, nobody has a choice in that matter. You go for your emergency C-section ASAP.
When judges in 2 of my kangaroo
They're
cases
full of
found
crock
me guilty,
people.
and then lied about how much money I had,
And then sit up there and say Amari was not a victim to everything that's been going on with my family. Maybe if they wouldn't have taken Uncle John, Eleanor Gilding wouldn't have put a hit on my family where my daughter Shimei was targeted for her organs.
Apple
Because of some biker shit going on out here between the dirty fucking cops and their biker group and whatever else biker group, criminal organization, whatever you want to call it, that's harvesting organs out here illegally, selling them on the black market, doing their little snuff movies on the fucking side with their little masochist, sadist, little leather studded fucking bracelets as they're coming in to pick up a dead body. No, they didn't come in to pick up a dead body, people, when they went into Sierra to go get Sierra with that freaking babyface cop standing there at that freaking door. Guarding Sierra's dead body. Go figure. Yeah, you're gonna guard Sierra's dead body against her family. Yeah, okay. How fucking retarded is that?
the almost 3-hour report, the deep dive on Bill
No,
Gates, leaked
they
the
were
man
torturing her
who
behind that door, people, and they recorded it. That's what they did. That's what Hawaii is about. That's what's going on in fucking Hawaii. Can I prove it? No, obviously not. Can they prove it? No, obviously not. But it doesn't take much to put the fucking evidence together. It's the question of when you take it to court, are these so-called honorable judges and honorable and respectable and ethical lawyers gonna do the fucking right thing, or are they gonna just go and be the devils that they are? Right? It's like a leopard can't change the fucking stripes or spots or whatever. Right?
Part of the money goes
They're
to
stuck
prestige,
on being
the
evil,
Infowars,
people.
And then the rest of it to build infrastructure for us to expand other shows on the Mug Club.
And they do it right up in your freaking face. And Hawaii is a reminder of how they do it in your face.
Boosting us, putting us up to the front page, the opposite of censoring us. So a lot of big things are
Nobody's gonna go to jail for what happened in there, because the property developers and freaking Oprah Winfrey and who else bought up 3/4 of that fucking island, they made sure it ain't gonna happen. There's not gonna be no justice for nobody.
reach out, want to work with us very, very soon. As soon as their infrastructure's set up, I'm sure people can put two and two together.
I'd like to see it happen. And
the Lord works in
what?
mysterious ways.
Take it to court, drag it out for 10, 15 years as the people that are holding the lawsuit in, in terms of the defendants or the plaintiffs or what, like they're the plaintiffs, right? Being targeted. Their family, what's left? What's left? What didn't burn down? What's left? What's left after Uncle John? Well, gee, Shemaine, young, beautiful, healthy, strong, good teeth, right? Can make a lot of money off of her dead body. Plus, we get rid of the evidence when it comes to medical kidnapping of Uncle John. Don't tell me fucking Eleanor Gilding wasn't involved with Shemaine, somehow, some way, being that the government likes to protect her, when they should be investigating her antics and digging up Uncle John's fucking files and finding out that they probably gave him shock therapy to shut him up.
It's about keeping our crew here. It's about not backing down.
Like stupid.
In the election. And if a lot of people signed up, it started to happen.
Because they took him to a hospital that does that to old people.
Crew and have heavy presence at events at the border. And
they didn't want him crying on about he wanted to come home to his family. Shemaine, Sierra, Marcane, Brooks, me, Andre, Tisha. He didn't want him. They didn't want him coming home. No, just like they didn't want those people in freaking Hawaii going home. And if they did get home, what happened to them? Poof, self-decombustion.
The more you support, the more we can do. But this isn't
right?
a game. This is the real world.
There's just decombusted, like decombustion.
Blends from Colombia, they're incredible.
They self-disintegrated themselves.
Yeah. 1,000 was great. This is 3 times stronger and an incredible price.
Anyway, I try not to think about it, people, but
Rebels In is the private label of the top firm based out of Texas.
the world is an evil place.
We partnered with, we saw 33%
It really
off.
is. It's really an evil place.
Rebels In, InfoWarsStore.com, Nitric Moose.
And it's nothing more than an illusion.
Turmeric.
And the more we see things like this happening, like what happened in Hawaii, and it's already happening, with the trail derailments, putting in dioxins into the land and trying to, force out the Amish community from their communities by poisoning the lands through train derailments, and say, oops, it was just nothing more than an accident, or whatever, right? And then, this manufacturing plant being, on fire all of a sudden, and that processing plant all of a sudden on freaking fire, and I'm going to end it on this, and then if it's not that, they're shutting down 36 hog farms and a whole bunch of manufacturing plants to process those hogs, right, out of a state like Missouri. So you're going to have thousands of people lose their jobs, and that's less product in the market, because in the back room they're cooking up their fucking manufactured meat in big vats as they throw in cells of something, because you don't really know, because honestly I don't believe that Sierra's body is in that tomb that they created for her. I do not. They did something with her body, and you know what? We're dealing with such sick fucking things. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't grind her up and put her in fucking Walmart fucking hamburger section. Okay?
What I can tell you is that we had a grand jury here in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
They deliberated till almost 8 o'clock, if not right after 8 o'clock. An indictment
just with the whole shenanigans around her death. And the fact that when I went to see her when she was 19 days dead in cold storage, and I walked into the room and unzipped the bag and looked at her body and smelt my surroundings, I thought that, they had cured her body very well, as if they would cure a freaking rack of beef. How about that? And I found that to be quite odd. Doesn't it take about 21 days to cure a beef, you know, like a rack of beef? Like, you know, a cow, put it on it, it lays, it hangs and it cures for 19, 20, 21 days. I seen Sierra on the 19th day. You could hardly tell that she had even died. I was suspicious. I thought maybe they killed her 2 days ago and then put her in the fucking bag and then allowed me to see her. But they were torturing her for a while. This is what my government has brought to my mind. I'll never know what they did to Sierra outside of what the camera captured people. You see, God walks with me no matter what. Okay? And through the grace of God, I have the evidence of the nefarious activity of those dirty cops and who they're in partnership with. Plus, I have the experience of what I went through with Sierra. And being that they don't give a rat's ass about the old people, nobody should be surprised about what happened to Uncle John. Okay? I don't even know why we have cops, other than to maybe cruise around the neighborhood and catch a petty crook here and a petty crook there. When it comes to real crime, they're a part of it. Okay?
As Senator Josh Hawley said 2 days ago when he played the clip, that they're establishing a one-party dictatorship and outlawing their political
my feelings are equal to what those people in Hawaii are just starting to feel. And as time goes by, and the answers start coming more and more to the surface, but there will be no justice. As a matter of fact, it's going to be the opposite. Their families are going to be targeted for standing up and saying something. That's what's going to happen. Because that's what my channel shows people. That's what happens when you stand up and you fight for your family. So yeah, I'm still angry, even after all this time. So Eleanor Gilding, if you ever get a fucking chance to watch my videos, fuck you. Fuck you and fuck everything that you fucking stand for. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are the devil's wench. How about that? Eleanor Gilding is the devil's wench. Okay, I have to stay focused because I got apples, other things to do here. I ordered some more chicken. I bought a turkey. There is a chicken shortage. There is a chicken liver and that kind of crap shortage. Maybe even a beef liver shortage. There's shortages that the grocery stores are hiding from us. I'm telling you, people. Okay. Anyway, I did that yesterday. This is the beef lard. This is the chicken. Right. So I'll wash these. I'm going to take these downstairs. I kind of know where I'm going to put them. It's going to take me a while to get into them, so I don't know. Hold on.